For a minute, I gotta let the van cool off a little bit. Bringing all the goodies out here, and hopefully I can look at them. Do 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 do. Second here. Get in here, grab one more. Should be in the seat someplace. This. All right, get out of there. Get out of there. Do. Still emptying stuff out. Already waiting on a couple people to join in here and we're getting prepared to do my favorite part of the day. That was sarcasm. Let's change the oil. All right. Woo. That off. Give me a couple seconds here. I'm almost ready. Oh, that goes up here. Never wear jewelry. All right. There comes a time when one must change the oil in the van. And the problem with doing an oil change is a synthetic oil change costs anywhere from $90 to maybe $120, depending on where you go. And vans nowadays, synthetic oil. While I'm letting the van cool off, right now, the hood open, the wind's blowing. Talk about oil. Back in the day, everybody ran on mineral oil, which is the stuff that comes out of the ground. But since then, they went to synthetic blend and pure synthetic. And when I was a kid, everything ran on 30 weight. Old cars ran on 30 weight oil. Starting in the 70s, everything ran on 1070, correction, 1040, which would adjust depending on the temperatures. Then one day it went to 1030, which was like magical. And then it went to 530, 520, and there's some 020. And if you ask somebody which oil to use or what's the best oil, you will never get two people to say the same thing. Everybody's got their opinion on it. But if you have an older car that's been running on old-fashioned mineral oil, don't change it. Because synthetic oil, which is what we have here, synthetic oil will actually peel the sludge off the walls and cause more damage than it's worth. So the owners and the manufacturer will give you, let me see if it says it on the oil cap. Yeah, it says it on the oil cap right there. See the 520? That's what this vehicle runs on. It's based on how tight the tolerances are in the car. But if you ask somebody what is the best oil to use in a car, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's going to tell you something different, and they're going to die on a hill telling you why their oil's the best. And if you call the manufacturer and ask them, why is your oil the best? They'll give you a speech about how they meet or exceed the government standards for blah, 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 which is the same crap every other one will tell you. But everybody's got their opinion. So here's mine. I have been using castor oil since I was a kid back in the 80s. And I slowly transitioned to synthetic about 20 plus years ago when it became mainstream. Synthetic oil has the advantage of being molecularly perfect, and it does not break down. It does get dirty, it does get wet, but it doesn't break down. Mineral oil can break down to a point that it's no longer lubricating. But this gets dirty, this gets wet, and when it's dirty, it's circulating that dirty stuff, and it does damage. So if it does last longer, it is better, and it's more evenly made. But I use Castor Oil Edge 520 full synthetic. There is a silver bottle version of this, slightly less expensive, and I looked up the difference between the Edge and the GTX was minimal, but this one, because of the additives, is a little bit better. So they claim. Oil filters. There's, again, no big consensus. People test oil filters. They cut them open. They look on the guts on the inside. So here's the consensus on oil filters. Use anything you want except a Fram. Fram, the tough guard, the big guard, Fram, F-R-A-M. Avoid Fram. Their oil filters are made out of cardboard. When you get inside of it, they're garbage. Literally. Don't use a Fram oil filter. Motorcraft is the Ford brand, which is where we're at. And I'm going to try to set this phone up. I'm on a mount here. Nope, I don't want it to go sideways. Work with me here, people. Work with me. Let's see if I can show you some stuff here. Like I said, I'm kind of stalling a little bit so I can get the van to cool off. Okay, 520. This thing takes a little bit over 5 quarts. This container says 1040. There was a little bit of 1040 in here, but I mixed in some 520. And to answer the question everybody asks about oils, if you have 10 weight oil and you mix it with an equal quantity of 30 weight oil, you get 20 weight. So it will mix. It'll just go to whatever level it needs to go. Got the oil pan. I use this little tool right here. Let me show you something. The oil filter. If you look at, I'm trying to lay on the ground and see this. This is weird. Okay. Howdy. Yes, sir.
They know we come.
Oh, hold on one second. What does that mean?
That means
No, I'm just, this is me. I don't know who management is or what. I'm just dropping my van. There's people in the building over there. They might be able to help you. The side door. Okay, yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, some guy just walked up, is asking me questions like I know anything. Is the good oil for what? Is that good oil? I like it. Okay, if you look at this, you look at the size of the gears, you'll notice the size of this is different. Some of these are exactly the same. This one's smaller. So this fits on here. It's a little bit loose. So when you do an oil change and you put the wrench in the end, you kind of bend it a little bit and you'll grab it. I've discovered that. But some oil filters, this perfectly matches the pattern. This one, like I said, a little sloppy, but I've learned through trial and error. So I'm laying on the grass trying to show this to you. Maybe you like it. Anyway, hold on a second. So the totality of tools we need are that. They ratchet. I use 2 extenders, which I'll show you, and the 1 socket. And this socket this is the 15 millimeter, and this is for a Ford Transit 250, which has the 3.5 liter engine. And something I've discovered, which I'm going to have to show you this too. Again, I'm letting the van cool off a little bit while I'm sitting here talking to you / talking at you. Now, there is not enough room, and I'll show you why I'm parked here. There is not enough room under here for you and an oil pan, period. I got to read the comments here. That very, very cheap. Yeah, it's a cheap tool, but it works. Your combo later is leaking. Yeah. The muffler. Are you going to torque the drain plug? Torque. Yeah. With my wrench. Okay. Like I said, the space underneath the van is not adequate to put the oil filter and you. It just won't fit. So you have to lift the tire off the ground. I'm here at our company HQ, and out here in the parking lot, I found this hump right here. This is asphalt. I literally drive it up here on the asphalt to get the angle so I can get under there and do it. I've done this before. Ironically, I've done it in the dark. So this is daylight. This should be easier. So I am going to attempt, and with me, to get this down. I'm going to try to put this under here so I can show you what I'm doing. This may work. This may explode in the face. I don't really know. Hold on a second. There we go. Back. Okay, now parts are falling off. Here we go. Here we go. Where's my old pan? I think it's right up here. I don't know if I can bend this far enough. It's up there. Like I said, this is quality production right here. I'm going to have to climb under here and look. And these, oh, come on, just sit still. Hold on here. Yeah, I'm climbing. I can't remember the oil plug is. Right there. There's the oil plug. Man down, man down. Okay. I apologize for this super high quality thing, but I don't think I'm going to be able to film this properly. This isn't working. I'm sorry. Anyway, up here, there's an oil plug. And the oil filter, I can't even see it from here. Oh, the oil plug is there. All right. And the oil filter is here. So we drain the plug, which is on the side there. We drain this first. And then we come over here and we pull that out because this is the lower spot. And I'm going to get under here and do this. And I don't think I'm going to be able to film it because there isn't enough real estate. But that's what we're working with. Yeah. So bear with me. I'm trying. I really am. But if I get my phone a little bit too close, drive up onto. I don't happen to have a couple pieces of lumber to drive up on. The van is a Ford F-250 Transit. This stand really doesn't like me. Let me see if I can lean it against there. How about that? Okay, that's going to be your angle. I apologize. You do this on the road. You don't have the ability to carry unlimited supplies, but I have been able to find. Oop, there we go. I never claimed I was smart. That never came out of my mouth. So first things first, got to do the right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay. So we'll start with this. As I lay around in the grass. Yeah, my wife always has new ideas for things to carry in my van. The problem is I don't have the room for it. Where is there it is? All right. So we get under here. I've parked. That's blocking me. Hold on here. I have done this on a curb, the little bumper curb, you know, when you're driving your car and you go to park a lot and you thump into it. I've used that in the past. Wait, where's my oil? Plug is there. It's gonna there. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. All right. Right. Okay. Here we go. Hey. Yeah. So it's loose. This uneven parking lot is not helping, but I can't do anything about it. I've had this thing sitting here about a half an hour, have the hood open. I'm hoping it doesn't fry me. Always take off your jewelry. Found that out the hard way. I ripped my watch off once. My ring ended up, there we go. My ring ended up in the water tank, the oil tank. I'm an idiot. I didn't grow up with tools or working on stuff, so this is all experimental for me. I carry the very basics with me everywhere I go. Like I said, if anybody's doing anything on the phone, I can't see it. I'm engaged here. Oil's dark. It's not that bad, but it's dark. I'll show you how to reset all this stuff here in a second. Where's my wrench go? There it is. This is supposed to be the computer in the van tells you when to change the oil. Like I said, that's kind of dark. It's not broken or anything, but it is dark. Ooh, right there on the edge. These little pans cost like $3. Let him finish up. You almost done? All right. Ooh, that's close. It's amazing how I always manage to not find a flat surface, but I have used this hump in the past. I think maybe I should have got down here and looked a little closer before I did this, but that would require forethought and planning outside the box. Whoa, little splash, little splash. I didn't see that. You didn't see that. Okay. So the cost of doing this, like I said, you take a oil change place, you can do that all day long. The problem is they're going to get you for it. And I've seen them $109, $129. This 5-jug quart of oil I get on Amazon, it's the same stuff you buy in the store, except it's between $21 and $23 delivered to the front door. So I buy it there. There we go. And this is Braille Mechanics right here. All right, I got that. And where's my filter? Where'd it go? There it is. All right. And now comes the trick of sliding. I'm gonna have to move you a little bit here. Sorry. Let me move you around over here. And I got weeds everywhere. Hold on. Like I said, I'm working this. There I am. Yeah, I agree. You know, if I had all that fancy gear, it would probably be a whole lot better, but I don't. I'm doing this on the run, and I do this when I can, and when I run out of time I'm trying to get this under here. I apologize. When I'm out running the roads, the oil change comes due when the oil change comes due, and there's not a lot I can do about the timing on it, unfortunately. It's just, I'm down to like 15% or so. I'll show you here in a minute. And, let's change gears here. You let go. Nah, one of these problems about getting a little bit of oil in your fingers. Can't get the sock off. There you go. Tell you what, the cleanest, quickest, and most efficient oil change I ever did was in this parking lot right here in the dark. And then here I am doing this, tripping and stumbling over. I swear to God, I have a longer. There it is. Extender. Okay. And now it's for the ends. Yeah. Here, where'd it go? Where are you hiding? Oh, there you are. Now I got to do the part with the. I didn't realize it was going to be this crowd down here. This is the part with the little fancy tool. Alrighty. Trying to get under here again. Like I said, if you're commenting or throwing insults, I can't see it, so sorry about that. Oil filter right there. Okay, that phone is going to be way too close. All right, got to move you. Sorry. Do. Honest to God, I'm trying here. I didn't have a lot of experience working on much of anything mechanical as a kid, so I kind of had to teach myself this stuff as an adult. And the society seems to have gotten away from working on their own vehicles. All right. There we go. Haha, it worked. Everybody just takes it to the oil change place because it's so much easier. And whoa, yeah, I want to maybe catch that with the oil pan. Like I said, work with me here, people. I'm new at this. Do. Whee! All right. Splashing all over the phone. Awesome, huh? Again, I can't even see what you're seeing at this point. Hold on. Ready? Try this again. Whoa. Again, splashing it all over the. Oh, this is a Wix filter. What do you know? I will put this in its little bag. Hold on a second. Make this disappear. Stand by. Oh. Why is the ground moving around so much? Hold on, stand. I put this in double. I put that in double. Oil bag. And when you get done doing your oil, any oil change place and or any auto parts store will accept old oil. They actually recycle it. I don't really know how they do that process, but you can walk in there. It's like exchanging an old battery. They'll say, "Hey, yeah, sure, we'll take it." Give me a second here. All right, make a mess, splash stuff everywhere. All right, and where'd it go? Here we are. Oil filter. That was a Wix. This one is a Motorcraft. They have a gasket. Make sure it has a gasket. Make sure the gasket on the last one is not still there, because if you double gasket, you can it'll leak, guaranteed. Dip your finger. I know you can't see this, but dip your finger in the oil while you're doing this. And get the gasket lubricated just a little teeny bit, because you don't want the gasket getting up in here and catching or ripping. Because again, if it rips, it'll leak all over the place. All right, I'm threaded. Doing some twisting. I'm getting my paper towel in my hand. Yeah, I should have. I don't really have a system. Like I said, I'm on the road right now, and I do this when I'm in the field, and I can't have access to fancy stuff. But I don't want to spend the $100-ish doing this. Freaking tight ass. All right, hold on. I have 108 miles to go to make my delivery right now, and that 108 miles is to a place at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is 9 hours from now. And the problem with that is they don't open until 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's not like getting there early is going to do me any good. So I figured, make sure that's on all the way. I figured this would be an opportunity. And that, and that. Okie dokie. I'll clean up this. Bringing you out. Oh, holy crap. Look at that. Okie dokie. Getting it done. Yeah. Legs, it's me, hands. All right, here we go. Let me get my little mounty wounty out here. Yeah. See if I can make this hold in here. This little camera stand likes to fight me tooth and nail because it doesn't like me. All right, can you work here, or you just want to be problematic? I guess you just answered your own question. Okay, hold on a second. I'm just going to go take you for a walk. Got to go grab my official funnel I have. Do. I've got 2,900 pounds in the back of this thing right now. And my payload is 3,000. Okay, we go here. You put this in here. Where the heck is that guy? I really wish I could just set this somewhere. I kind of need my hands here. Maybe over here. I'm sorry, I'm fumbling around with this really bad. It's not like they make these engines all nice and smooth when you're supposed to be setting up a camera. That kind of works. Okay. Open up said oil jug. Like I said, this takes supposedly 5.5 quarts. It tests out pretty good at 5 from the times I've done this in the past. All right, so we pour this in here. And when you're done, use the same oil pan to pour the oil back into this jug. See how that works? That would be able to carry it as needed. I always pitch the Fetch and now Frisbee app where you take pictures of receipts, my receipts, your receipts, the next door neighbor's receipts, just whatever. And that builds up. And I put $10 at a pop on my Amazon account. And coincidentally, I'm able to move enough receipts to buy the oil for free off Amazon. So that works. All goes around in a big circle. So now I will take you into my hoopty. I will show you how we reset this stuff. I know I have a set of keys here somewhere. There. Okay. Wow, that's bright. Seriously, that is bright. Okay, I'll try to. So what we're doing here, we're just going to start it up. I'm sorry about the sun. We're going to start up. You let it circulate the oil, and this is how you figure out What do you need to add and let it run through? Wow, that sun is mind-boggling. So you let it circulate. You turn on. The power is on. Man, I can't. Oh, hold on. Does that help? Okay, we're using these buttons. Wow, right here. Anyway, you look over there, you go, let's see. Yeah, I know the hood's open. I know there's a tire pressure. I know the hood's ajar. You go bink. Nope. Backwards. Okay. Up. Okay, we're gonna watch. And that's my mileage. I had to reset that. There's the van. Hit this one button next to it. You scroll down through, and it says vehicle maintenance. You press it, and that's where my oil pressure. That's where I'm at. So you press the OK button and hold it down. There. Now we're back, and then you back out of it. Back out. There's a little. It's all on your thumb switch. You got a cute little vehicle, and I need to reset this one because I just topped off. This thing didn't like the almost 3,000 pounds on board. It kind of hurt my mileage. And back down. Speedo. Okay. We turn the key off. Let's leave that there. And we'll walk back out here. Slim Trans Productions. And we will. Where'd the rag go? Oil rag. And yes, I will clean my mess up, I promise. So that's back on. Oil dipstick. Yet I don't have enough fingers. Hold on a second. All right. You can see. Let me try to give you a headache. They're little dots. The dots represent the high and the low line. This van where's it? Where I go? There it is. This van supposedly takes 5.5, I think, but doesn't seem like it needs that much. Okay, here we go. Coming out. And it is at the very bottom of the line. I'm going to add a little bit to it here in a second. But this is so awkward. I don't have a third hand. But anyway, that, generally speaking, is how you change the oil on one of these vans. And it saves $70 to $90 than taking it into a shop and having them do it. Just don't make a mess. Don't make anybody angry, and turn your oil in. It's not that big of a deal. It's convenient to go into the automatic places, but you're saving yourself a bunch of money, especially if you're getting the oil for free, because the oil costs between $21 and $23 for 5 quarts by buying it on Amazon with that free money from Fetch. And if you get the oil at an auto parts store, it's like $37, $38. And the filters are like $15. A filter on Amazon, same filter, is $9 to $10. So for $33, $34, you can do an oil change versus $100 and, $110, $120, whatever it is. And reset it, and you're back in business. Your life and death of your vehicle is your oil services. It really is. So don't cut corners on that. And I got to clean up a huge mess here, so I'm going to let you guys go.